A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the 2025 Dongbu Corporation KOREIT Championship. This, of course, is being played right here at the Iksan Country Club, where Kim Min-sol leads the way on the final round with 45 points in the bag and 7 that she's amassed today. Park Ju-yong in second, Hon Jin-young 2 in third, Bong Shin-sil and Moon Jong-min surprisingly are in tied fourth. So a lot of changes in the offing. Lee Ga-young and Park Hae-jun continue to tap the top with that sixth place that they are in. It's going to be an interesting battle here today, and we've seen changes upon changes, and it has come in waves. So let's find out what the state of affairs will be today. But for now, let me remind you that it looks like it's going to be a fairly pleasant day in terms of the weather. And there's a lot to talk about. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm here to take you right till the end of today when we find out who will be Queen Bee of the Iksan Country Club golf course. It's the East Coast on the out, the West Coast on the in, as always, and time to get straight into the action. What we're looking at, of course, is early days when, Jun Yi-sung herself has done so well. She's got 33 on the out, amassed 37 points. It's beginning to be a very, very close affair. Well, every time you hit the beach, one of the things you've got to figure out is, well, how you're going to get out of it. And that's, well, just the story of our lives. If you do play, well, golf, it's always going to be the case, isn't it? And that's what I would have called a very, very marvelous effort. Almost made the cut here. Moon Jong-min has had her own, share of worries here today. It hasn't been the easiest for her, and I do believe that one of the things that is kind of bothering her is the fact that she needs to come up, step up to the plate. Peaked for the first 2 days. Now here's Hon Jin-young too, who's also been doing extremely well. She stayed within that top region for the first few days, and I think it's made a big difference to her. Bong Shin-sil will go on with a power wedge. She drives that through. She was in perfect form yesterday. Those 7 consecutive birdies and that out, or in the front 9. It was quite impressive the way that she went about her business. Kim Soo-ji now, third stroke for hole 10. She's about, maintained herself around that region of the 30s, the early 30s, and will really need to, well, step it up. And this is what she's been doing really well. Very good positioning of the ball. But today's golfer to watch, has been this young lady, Kim Min-sol. She's come out, hammer and tongs, at the course. She's got a plan in mind. And I do believe that that's important for her to, put that plan into perspective. Try and create something out of, what she's been doing. Well, decently well put forward by Kim Min-sol. Did have a lot of cheer here today from, the fans. Park Hae-jun onto a second stroke. Well, that's plumb onto the carpet, and I think a fairly good effort from her here. It's been a very interesting day today. We've had, 3 days that went by with a few changes. There was a bit of, entertainment. There was a bit of, a high contest. But all said and done, it definitely was a very, very good event, till this point of time. And I'm sure it'll get even better. 3 miles, wind speeds predicted for today. It's cloudy skies like it's been for the last 3 days. We did have just a little bit of soft rain yesterday, but today that probably will not be the case. It's predicted at about 1.10 millimeters, so maybe towards the latter part of the day. But 23 degrees Celsius, and it's pleasant. Hon Jin-young too will go in for an on-par finish here for hole 8. Remember, she's on 41 points. She's been one of the big movers, and much is expected from her here today. So all said and done, it's beginning to look like a very, very interesting affair. And that might just pull her points down a bit. Now, today there are no second chances, as we know. Today we know that, everything counts. Park Joo-young, who maintained a consistency yesterday, did not do too much. Well, she's back up there today with 42 points. Second stroke on hole 9. And that's a decent placement from her as well. Just stays plumb on the green. Kim Min-sun 7. Aims for birdie on hole 10. And that ball's just going to curve away. It's just got shy of the hole, definitely. Moon Jung-min, she's got 40 points there. Hasn't moved too much. Yesterday she'd finished with 39, if I'm not mistaken. And she's struggling a little bit, probably nerves here today more than anything else. Well, she was one of the favorites, yesterday along with Bang Shin-sil, and I do love the way that they played tag. It was almost like doing the tango on a golf course. One ahead, one behind, one step ahead, one step behind. It was just, till Moon Jung-min actually capped it off to stay at the top of the leaderboard. But today's day brings an entirely, new challenge to every single golfer. And left to be seen who shines. Let's not forget Hon Jin-young too has also been, in such fantastic form in the last 3 days. And yeah, of course, she will land up bogeying this. I'm sure she wouldn't want to drop any more points than this. And that's gently tapped in. Decently done by her. And Kim Soo-ji will finish with a birdie there, and she'll be happy about that, because as long as she can keep those positives coming, it's going to be a big thing for her.
하겠습니다.
Park Hae-jun will need to get a birdie here on hole 9. It is doable. Bit of a distance for her, but 39 points that she's got currently. Kim Min-sol looking to finish on par here on hole 8. And she'll keep her points intact for the time being. Park Chu-young just miss out narrowly on a birdie. So 42 is what she's got. Just missed out on a birdie here, but I don't think it's going to concern her too much because she's still got 9 holes to play. That's up in the air. Well, one of the things that you've got to keep in mind is Kim Min-sol still leads the way, but you know, as the leader, she's had an on-par finish followed by 2 birdies here on hole 9. Now, yesterday I was joking about the tall order, and it pretty much is that. If you look at it, even Kim Min-sol herself, you know, she's a pretty golfer, but she too is a tall girl, just like all the others who have been leading the way. Maybe Hon Jin-young too just breaks that joke of mine a little bit. But she's been in terrific form, you know, coming into her own here. So 40 points is what she's got. She tees off for hole number 9. Remember, it's a par 4 for the asking, 323 meters. Moon Jung-min, she's had to go through many challenges. 39 points for her now. Pretty much back to, well, square one. She tees off for hole 9, and she's not been too happy about that. But we'll just say it. The moment she, you know, teed off, you knew it. I think it's, well, just been a bit frustrating for her. You know, when you fly high for 2 days, and then of course you have to take well, a hard landing, it does become a bit, well, strange more than anything else. Bang Chen-sil will tee off for hole 10. And she's got a whole lot of fans. Well, the young ones, they absolutely love her. You know, I've seen that a couple of times in many events. But if there's one golfer that, well, the young ones really, well, love to talk to is Park Eun-kyung. And she's, well, just one of those, you know, golfers who loves spending time talking to the, well, students more than anything else, giving them a good bit of attention. Park Chu-young, remember, hole 10 was pretty much her ace in the hole, literally. She's had a hat-trick of birdies over 3 days. I absolutely love the children. Absolutely. What would life be without them? And that cheer is so much better than any of us adults doing it. I was trying to figure out whether the schools were on a break, but I'm not so sure. I'll probably find out. But we've got a good turnout here. And look at that, you know. Well, the fans, family, friends. Park Hae-jun. Tees off for hole 10. She's had 2 birdies and an on par. So today, well, she'll have to go back to birdie land. That's Park Hae-jun. Well, the golfers really, you know, appreciation there for the children. They always love to, you know, spend a bit of time with them, say hello to them. I mean, there's no greater joy than that, isn't it? The young ones coming out here to support you, and you never know when you could inspire one of those young children to become the future of golf in Korea Republic. You never know. And that's how it all starts. Sometimes tennis starts off with, you know, John McEnroe was a ball boy once, if you think about it. Get out of the beach. There's no sun in the air. There's no sun in the sky, rather. So there's no question of tanning, and that's what Han Jin-young too will plan to do. As well, she gets onto a second stroke for hole 9. Well, needs to position herself well, get a grounding right. That's exactly what she's done. Not easy to be on sand, believe me. Well, driven that fairly well, I would believe, but one of the things that she's going to, well, have to figure out is where exactly has the ball landed. And you wouldn't want to go from one beach to the next. Lee Ga-young, meanwhile, who's been relatively silent. And she's missed out on a few birdies today. It hasn't really been, you know, her, well, shining moment today. She's on 39. Now here's Moon Jong-min, and this is that, and she teed off. Of course, she was very, very upset about this. I would be too. You know, you lead the way for 2 days straight, and then on the 3rd day you start facing all those challenges, and that too in the final round. Well, that's golf really, and that's life if you ask me. So it can be quite, well, challenging at times. Moon Jong-min, second stroke from her, and interesting as well to see, you know, as I said, what she can come up with.
플레이하겠습니다.
Jun Sung, and she's done well here. She will be happy about it. Well, just what was needed. Kim Min-sol, second stroke for hole 9. That's well placed. Well, up next. You want to see decent movement, then that's exactly what will happen. Kimmonson 7. We'll aim for birdie on hole number 11. 6 meters to the hole. There's a slight bit of a slope down there, I do believe. Definitely was. She will need to make it count at some point of time. Meanwhile, Park Hae-jun has her own, well, challenges to battle, and her own, well, challenges to overcome. Park Ju-young will go next. Second stroke for hole 10. 224 meters that she needs to get through. She had a good tee off actually here. Very, very confident stroke. Well, nice follow through. Maintained, well, that club in the air. Just, well, that's what you do when you really know what you're doing, or when you're fully in control of a situation. It's Bangchan Sil now. 4.7 meters elevation, 218 meters. She was really the star of yesterday, just as Moon Jong-min was the star of the day before. And even though Moon Jong-min may have finished at the top of the leaderboard yesterday, really was Bangchan Sil who made the cut. Talking of Moon Jong-min, here she is on to her approach shot for hole 9. She would have liked to have been on the green at this point of time, but remember, she got into the rough and she will have to get out of this. She has done it in the past. 40 meters to the hole here, and yesterday she even crafted a birdie out of that. Now she set herself up here for an on-par finish, so it shouldn't be, well, too bad. Time for Han Jin-young 2 to get on board next. She's had, well, I think a fairly decent day today, if you just look at how, Han Jin-young 2 has performed. And if you look at the current, well, leaderboard, it tells us a bit of a story, Kim Min-sol still up there with that 45 points. Park Ju-young in second. Bangchan Sil is in tied third with Han Jin-young 2. And, interesting, because Jun Ye-sung, Lee Ga-young, Park Hae-jun, and Moon Jong-min are all in tied fifth. But she's had two worrying spots here, in this hole, and I do believe that that's been a bit of a worry for Han Jin-young too. Well, got onto the beach the first time and almost cut it onto the beach again. She did land into that, well, from one cat box to the other, that's where it was. So, well, I was about to say beach hopping. But here's Park Ju-young. This is going to be her approach shot for hole 10, and if she lands the green, then 9 out of 10, she just might be able to aim for a birdie, and that's decent enough placement onto the carpet. She'll have to work now to get those 2 points, but might be worth the effort all the same. So it's going to be the third stroke for Bangchan Sil. Hon Jin Young 2. The fourth stroke for hole number 9. She'll look to finish on par here. She has to at all costs. And that's just slipped out. Well, she had it right till then. But if that ball's got to be stubborn, it will be. And she will drop points to now, well, sit. She wasn't tied third. She'll probably move down to, well, 6th position, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, to 8th, sorry. Park Hae-jun. Oh, she's landed the green well here, and she'll be happy about that. Moon Jong-min will look to finish on par for hole number 9. And yes, she has, so no worries here for her for the time being. And I think that should work well enough. Well placed well enough onto the carpet for the time being. So Bangsun still does well here. I think she really needs to, well, get her confidence up, you know, get back into the thick of things as soon as she can, because it's been, and that's, well, pretty much what she would have expected. A bit of joy for her. She's had, well, hasn't had the easiest day at the office. So Kim Min-sol, well, our golfer in focus today will aim for birdie on hole 9. That's beautifully played. She's gone from strength to strength. 47 points now for Kim Min-sol. 30 on the out. And I think about 6 or 7 birdies in there. I'm just gonna, well, clarify that for you. Park Ji-young also aiming for birdie on hole 10. And just a narrow miss for her. So Kim Min-sol has had 6 birdies today, 6 to be precise. That's 12 points in total.
플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요.
Park Hae-jun will go next. Remember, she's still in the running there. She's on, you know, she's on 39 points. A birdie out for her will take her up to 41. And that could very well be what, you know, she needs at this point of time. And that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Starts off well, the in with a birdie, and she's got a smile on her face. Well, I'd have one too if I was in her place. Big joy here, especially for well, the youngsters. Well, they've been enjoying themselves, that's for certain. And there you have all the school children that come out with support, and those placards are always a joy to see them, come out here. They get to meet some of their favorite golfers. As I said, many will be inspired. Some of them, of course, most of them that you do see will already have been playing. So Kim and Sol, driving accuracy has been 57% and putting average of 1.22. 47 points in the bag as she continues to lead the way, and the youngsters, of course, we're really happy to see her. It's been a delightful performance from her today. And as she gets ready to tee off once again, keep in mind the fact that this young lady has got her eyes on the prize. Talking of which, must run you through what that prize would mean. It's 180 million Korean won, so the winner will take home 128,336 US dollars. The runner-up will take home 110 million Korean won, or 78,440 US dollars. Kim Min-sol will tee off for hole 10. She's had an on-par finish and then consecutive birdies here. While keeping perfect form. And she's got a good spot on the fairways. Nothing really to worry about. Just a little bit off, on the rough. But I don't think there's any cause for concern. So the third place, or the second runner-up in this event, will take home 80 million Korean won, or 57,052 USD. The total prize money for the Dongbu Construction 2025 KOREIT Championship is 1 billion Korean won, or 712,517 USD. So that's US dollars. Moon Chong-min will tee off for hole 10 now. She's had a mixed affair here. An on-par finish, a birdie and a bogey yesterday. And she'll be happy about that tee-off. She struggled through the previous hole. That was on hole 9. And pretty much, at the same position where, Kim Min-sol, landed her shot. It's a dogleg hole to the right, and you have to remember when you're going in with, with this spot, you have to be a little careful. So hole 10 needs you to aim to the left rather than the center. And it's a par 5 hole. The second shot is also downhill, so you've got to be careful. And you've got to aim to the left as well when you're going in. And I think all these golfers are planning to do that, if you notice. It's a draw from all of them. I'm just going to see where Han Jin-young lands a shot. And Han Jin-young, just tending to be a little different from her. She's got it onto the other side, actually. Wasn't really expecting that. So while the other golfers decided to go in for a draw, I do believe, Han Jin-young decided to go in more or less for a fade. Jun Sung aims to birdie on hole number 11. And she does land it, so no worries at all for her. Just a bit of a comeback from her too. She's up to 41 points. 3 birdies on the out, consecutive birdies to start off the in. So our golfers definitely, bringing up their performance here. They're trying to upgrade it, do what they can as they progress through the day. It's been an interesting affair, as we said, since yesterday. We will run you through the leaderboard and also to let you know how, things will pan out here today. But very, very pleasant temperature. And it's 23 degrees Celsius. And once again, time for us to remind you that we are coming at you live from the Iksan Country Club. This is the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship. And we are into the final round. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'm going to be here with you till the end of today. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, as we get a drone shot from our cameraman. Well, that exodus continues, onwards. Hon Jin Young 2, second stroke for hole 10. And that's done well as she powers that through. There's always going to be a bit of joy here when you talk about, golfers and when they can actually come back from a situation. Now, I think Moon Jong-min will also be looking at doing that today.
네, 플레이하겠습니다. 플레이하겠습니다.
Moon Jong-min. And that's done well as she powers that through. Park Hae-jun, second stroke for hole 11. And really expecting to make a difference. There's no doubt about it. Here's Kim Min-sol. It's got to be a second stroke for hole 10. 4.6 meters elevation. Well done. And, just gaining a bit of distance there on the fairways. Park Chu-young, second stroke for hole 11. Meanwhile, Kim Min-sun 7 will aim for birdie on hole 12. She's got to get her points up too. And nicely done. She manages to knock that in. Hong Shin-sil. That's well placed. Kim Min-sol continues to lead the way with 47 points. She's amassed 12 today. Park Ji-young in second with 42. We've got a duo of Jun Yi-sung and Park Hae-jun in tie third with 41. Bang Shin-sil in fifth with 40. And this is, of course, turning out to be a very, very different, event. We also have Lee Ga-young, Moon Jong-min, and Hon Jin Young too with 39 points in tied sixth. And then, of course, you move down the order, you'll see that Ko Ji-yu is in ninth position with 36. Hon Jung-min, Kim Min-sun 7, Kim Soo-ji are in tied 10th, and they have 35 points in the bag. So it's quite an interesting affair here, and left to be seen, what we can come up with as we get through the rest of the day. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful event, which is the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship, and it's being played right here at the Iksan Country Club. That's the approach shot for Kim Min-sol 7 on hole 10. She's landed it plumb onto the green, but it's going to be a bit of a task for her to earn 2 points here. But anything is possible. She's been in very good form today, and I wouldn't put it past her. Talking of another, golfer who's been, pretty much at the peak of her powers, it is Park Ju-young as she aims for birdie on hole 11. And that'll have to be an even score for her. There's no doubt, or rather a no score in this case, since we are going with the Stableford, the modified Stableford scoring system. Moon Jung-min, third stroke for hole 10. And a good cheer there from the fans. Meanwhile, it's over to Park Hae-jun. That is a terrific effort from Park Hae-jun. Beautifully done as she moves up to 43 points, consecutive birdies on the 10th and 11th hole. And it's a good comeback from that bogey that she had on the 8th. Meanwhile, Jun Yi Sung, the second stroke for hole 12. She's going to go with a 7 iron. Han Jun Young 2 will go next. And that's well placed, right onto, well, the carpet. Well done there by Bang Shin-sil. Just what was needed to get, well, her confidence up and above. Here's Lee Ga-young. She goes in for a second stroke. Kim Min-sol will aim for birdie on hole number 10. It's going to be a bit of a tough, hole for her. Park Hae-jun, well, tees off, and it's going to be important to see, well, how she, comes up with the goods here. It's been a good, start for her, a good day for her. Won Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole number 10. 39 points that she's got, and she needs to get going as soon as she can. And that's well played. So finally a bit of relief and leverage for Moon Jung-min as she goes up to 41 points in this event. Meanwhile, getting ready to tee off for hole 12, it's Park Ju-young. Good effort here from Park Ju-young so far. Now it's over to Han Jun-young 2. She aims for birdie on hole number 10. That's well played by her. 41 points in for her too. Had consecutive bogeys on the 8th and 9th, and that's a good comeback. She did struggle a bit there on those last few holes of the out. And Kim Soo-ji also getting it right here. She moves up to 37 points with the birdie on the 13th. 2 points on the bag now. And this final round is certainly playing out differently. I do believe if there's one thing that our golfers need to do, it's the need to, well, come up with the best that they can. That's all a part of the plan.
버튼 누르지 말아주세요.
While here's Moon Jong-min as she tees off for hole number 11. And I think she'll be fairly pleased with that. Gained a good bit of distance on the fairways, not too much to be concerned about. Had a few worries on the previous holes, but I think she's overcome that. Just practicing a swing, she let it go with the one arm. That's just a sign of, letting loose a little bit.
플레이하겠습니다. 소리 좀 안 나게 해주세요.
Hon Jin Young 2 now to tee off for hole 11. She's on 41 points too.
바로 플레이하겠습니다. 카메라 버튼 누르지 말아주세요.
Up next, it's Kim Min-sol. She'll be proud about that. Decent enough putt from her. Just what she was expecting. Very well played here. Park Hae-jun onto a second stroke for hole 12. She'll go in with the par wedge. That's decently played by her. Park Ji-young, second stroke for hole 12. That's well played by her. Bang Shin-sil on to her second stroke for hole 12. Oh, that's perfect placement. Almost landed the tin cup there. Absolutely phenomenal work being done here by Bang Shin-sil. And let's get a view of that. Straight up, above the tree, scales over everything. Just perfect placement. Just about skipped, past the flagstick. Love those drone shots always, from our cameramen. Always a good view of the entire course, or certain hole, or where the golfers are walking towards their next challenge. Now here's Hon Jin Young 2. It's the 11th hole for her, second stroke, 41 points in the bag. She's going in with a 7-well iron. And that's well struck. Well, up next it's Jun Yi-sung. She tees off for hole 13, going in with a 6-iron. Always a joy to watch her in action. Moon Jung-min, second stroke for hole 11. Kim Min-sol. It's on to her 11th hole. Second stroke for her. That's well played by her. So just a quick look at the leaderboard. Kim Min-sol are still at the top with 47 points. Park Hae-jun has moved into second with 43 because Park Ju-young is still on 42 and she's now in third. Jun Yi-sung and Moon Jung-min with 41 are in tied fourth. So we're looking at a bit of movement up there in the top three. Moon Jung-min is still close, but she'll need to really pull in all the shots here if she has to do something. And also in that tied fourth is Hon Jin Young 2 with 41. Then you've got Bang Shin-sil with 40 in seventh, Lee Ga-young with 39 in 8th, Kim Soo-ji with 37 in 9th, and Ko Ji-yu with 36 in 10th. So it's all proving to be quite a contest here. As you can see in the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship, we are coming at you live from the Iksan Country Club. Don't go anywhere as we take you through the final round of this amazing event.
좀만 더, 좀만 더. 공기령, 화이팅! 오케이. 오, 잘했어. 잘했어.
Park Chu-young gaming for birdie. Hon Jin-young too has just moved up to 43 points after she had consecutive birdies. And it's going to be an interesting, event here. Here's Hon Jin-young too. Here's Moon Jong-min on her 11th hole. And she's just missed the destination narrowly. Well, Moon Jong-min with Kim Min-sol. It's been quite a contest here in that sense as to who can do better. Meanwhile, Park Hae-jun will pursue her own points here for hole 12. And that's a narrow miss for her. She could have gone up to 45 points. But she's on 43 currently. Ko Ji-yu will aim for birdie. And she's done well, so she moves up the order too. 38 points now for Ko Ji-yu. Meanwhile, it's back to Kim Min-sol. She'll try and get a birdie here on hole 11. Well, I think she actually played that really well. Gauged the situation. Will have to settle for a non-par finish. But as long as, her points remain intact, then I think that she's going to be happy. Chun Yi-sung looking to finish on par for hole number 13. And that's what she does. So she'll keep her points intact too. Bang Shin-sil surprising herself. Moon Jong-min looking to finish on par for hole 11. Kim Soo-ji nails a birdie there on hole 14. Very confident effort from her. Lovely putt. And she's excited too. Well, she's been doing everything right, and I've been saying this about Kim Soo-ji. Expect her to break through as one of the big stars very soon. She's been constantly hammering, getting in, at that top spot, getting into those final rounds every now and then, or most often. Park Hae-jun tees off for hole 13. Now so to Hon Jin-young too, who'll tee off for hole 12. Hunjin Young 2 tees off for hole 12.
야, 기가 막혀.
And that's a beautiful placement from Bang Sil, just coming back into her own. That was a terrific move from Bang Sil, and she'll be happy about that. It's going to be her trio mate. Remember, this is a hole-in-one event, hole number 13, and Park Ju-young will go next. 153 meters, par 3 for the asking. Kim Min-sol tees off for hole 12. Very confident effort, good follow through, lovely body movement. Well, just very confident in her efforts here today. Just looking at Kim Min-sol, you know how she started off, missed an eagle on hole number 2, but she was able to birdie that. She was in 5th position with 35 points. And then, of course, you know, she moved up to 3rd position with 37 points. Then on the 4th hole, she had a wonderful tee off. She really started shining, you know, in that out. There was a terrific placement from her. Beautiful tee off. Then on the 5th hole, needed to find the tin cup from a distance, and she did. So, had 3 birdies in there by the 5th hole, and on the 6th hole, decided to come good again, and she pretty much was doing what Bang Sil did in the first, you know, those first 9 challenges of the day. Wonderful placement, got out of the rough, put herself into a good position for a birdie. She was in tied 2nd. And then from there, she moved up straight to the top with 43 points by hole number 6. So consecutive or hat-trick of birdies on hole 4, 5, and 6. Then, of course, on the 7th hole, once again, a very gentle putt to keep her top position intact as she moved to 45 points. And then, of course, there was still one more birdie to come on the out. And that's where Kim Min-sol really started shining. Those consecutive birdies making a big difference. On hole number 9, lovely approach shot, landed herself onto the carpet. All that it needed was now meticulous, you know, putting to find the tin cup, and that's exactly what she did. A gentle nudge, actually got that curve right, just gently, went up to 47 points, and with 30 on the out, she was turning out to be the queen of the course. So let's find out how she does for the rest of the day. Stay with us. Second stroke here for hole 12 for Han Jin Young 2. And that's, well, a very good follow through. She's kept it steady. Very nicely placed on the carpet. Park Hae-jun will aim for birdie on hole number 13. And she's done well. Kim In-sol will go next. She's on hole 12 currently. Park Ju-young aiming for birdie on hole number 13. It's got to be a second stroke. She's just gone past the destination. Would have been lovely to have seen her finish that well. Juni Sung onto a second stroke on hole 14. Well, that's beautifully placed by her. So Bang Jin-sil comes into own as she nails a birdie here, much needed from her. Moon Jung-min will go up next. Now that's straight outside the carpet area. So Kim In-sol continues to dominate here with Park Hae-jun now moving up close along with Han Jin Young 2, who's found a footing back to the second position. Bang Jin-sil and Park Ju-young are still very, very close to the top as they are tied fourth with 42, and it's turning out to be a very, very interesting and probably one of the most competitive contests we've seen this year. You're looking at the golfers not at their aggressive, but pretty much at their free-flowing best. And I can't wait to see how this is all going to plan out. Kim and Sol needs to get out of the banks of the green. She does that well. Almost finding a way through. Here's Jun Yi-sung as she aims for birdie on hole number 14. Almost well played, almost. Moon Jong-min. It's got to be a third stroke for hole 12. Bang Chun-sil will tee off for hole 14. She won the right to do that first after she finished with the birdie. Lee Ga-yong will aim for birdie on hole number 14. This is so important for her to be able to get that. And it's well done by her. On Jin Young too, aiming for birdie on hole number 12. She's in a good spot if she can get this right. That's well done. Well done there by Han Jin-young too, as she goes up to 45 points in second rank after 2 bogeys on the 8th and 9th, a hat-trick of birdies on the 11th, 10th, 11th and 12th. What an event this is turning out to be. Absolutely stunning here. Now it's Moon Jong-min who'll go next. Kim Min-sol, well, she'll keep her points intact, but she's got to keep in mind the fact there are others now who are pretty close to her heels and, chasing on it. Park Ju-young, second stroke for hole 14. Han Jin-young too will tee off next. And this is going to be for hole 13. 45 points in the bag so far for her. That's well played. Moon Jung-min will tee off now for hole 13. Remember, this is a hole-in-one event, a par 3 for the asking. And that's well played by her. That's well done. To get it onto the green. Kim and Sol will go next. That's well played by her. Keeps that follow through. Very copybook stance to finish that off. Oh, that is stunning. Almost had a hole-in-one there. And that follow through and that beautiful stance that she had, well, pretty much, well, told the story, didn't it? Sol, right at the top of the heap with 47 points. Hon Jin-young 2 in second with 45. And now Park Hae-jun, of course, is in 43 in third. Now these are the three to watch. Bang Jin-sil and Park Ju-yeon stay very close to the top.
만나게 해주세요.
It's been a good move here as Kim Soo-ji will tees off for hole number 16 so far. We've had very good movement from our golfers. Wonderfully placed there. Junhee Sung aiming for birdie on hole number 15. And that's just past, well, the hole from her. Up next, here goes Park Ju-young. She aims for birdie on hole number 14. Bit of a daunting task for her. Moon Jung-min. It's hole number 14 that we're looking at. And finally a bit of joy here for Lee Ga-young. On Jin-young too. She's really now pushing for a win, as you can see. Traveled a good bit of a distance here. Birdie, birdie, and a non-par finish for Kim Min Sol as she tees off for hole 14. Still in the lead there with 49 points. And Kim Soo-jae doing extremely well here. 41 points. She's got 2 more holes to play for. It's been a good event for her. And she's certainly enjoyed this. Park Hae-jun herself has had, very interesting round. She's always got a very, very bright and positive look on her face. Bang Chun-sil will tee off for hole 15. 371 meters to cover. On Jin Young 2. It's going to be a second stroke for hole 14. Remember, she's on 45 points in that second position, 50-degree wedge that she's going in with. Well, she found her way back up, the list after she had dropped a little bit on the leaderboard. Has landed herself onto the green. Now Kim Min Sol will go next.
플레이하겠습니다. 소리 안 나게 해주세요.
Park Hae-jun. Second stroke for hole 15.
플레이하겠습니다.
Lee Ga-young will tee off for hole 16. She's going with a par wedge, 132 meters, well to cover. When 2 golfers practice and the third gets ready to take a putt, that's when you have a trio. Han Jin Young 2 will aim for birdie. Now this is a very, very tough group. It's a bit of a distance for her. It was always going to be a bit of a tough call, so not going to put that past her. Jun Hee-sung Will tee off for hole 16. Just practicing her moves before she can go ahead. A good chance here for Kim Min-sol to assert her authority. Oh, what a narrow miss. What a narrow miss. Will need to work a lot harder at that, Bong Chun-sil. Oh, that's another, well, disappointingly narrow miss, you would believe. And a gentle tap-in should do it for Moon Jong-min. Now it's Park Ju-young who'll go next. And that's well played. On Jin-young too will aim to finish off with an on-par here. Park Hae-jun aiming for birdie on hole 15, and this could very well take her up to the top spot. Oh, that's a narrow miss for her. Park Hae-jun does well. But one of the things is that Jung Yi-sung has also been, really tapping there at the top. So Kim Min-sol still up there with 49 points. Park Hae-jun and Hong Jin-young too are in 45 in tied second. Park Ju-young with 44 in fourth. And Jung Yi-sung, of course, now is in tied fifth. It's a very, very interesting battle. and keen to see what can come off it. So the contest heats up right here at the Iksan World Country Club. So Hyun Hong Jin Young 2 will tee off for hole number 15. 371 meters to cover. That's a par 4 for the asking. She's just 4 points off the pace. Because sitting right at the top of the leaderboard, still on 49 points, is Kim Min-sol.
네, 알겠습니다. 이제 수비 좀 안 나게 해주세요. 2시.
Kim and Sol will tee off for hole 15. It's a good bit of lift on that. She's going to view where that has traveled. A bit into the shade, but not into the woods, so that should be good for her. Meanwhile, Park Joo-young will tee off for hole 16. She's on 44 points, going in with a power wedge. Remember, it's 3 holes, 16, 17 and 18, before she finds out her destiny in this tournament. Oh, that is such a terrific tee off. Absolutely stunning work being done here by Park Joo-young. She kept that follow through. Very stylistic today. It's been a flamboyant round from her, and I think she's really enjoying this. Just like Kim Soo-ji, who's been, you know, in such terrific form, and here she is as she aims for an eagle on hole 17. Well, that's going to be a Cuban for her, but I don't think it should worry her too much because she'll still finish with 2 points. Needs a gentle tap in to cap it off. And that's pretty much done it for her. For hole 16, Park Hae-jun will tee off, par 3, 132 meters.
멈춰주세요. 카메라 느낌 눌러주세요.
Kim and Sol. The second stroke needs to get out of that shaded area for hole 15. Jin Young 2, second stroke for hole 15. Scaling past the destination.
여기는 훅 같아. 여기.
Bit of joy there on another area in another area, but Moon Jong-min is on to her approach shot for hole 15. We'll need to keep this controlled to avoid flying the green. Not a bad effort at all from Moon Jong-min. So wonderfully done by Bangshan Sil. As she moves up to 44, she's still got 2 holes to play for a birdie on hole 16. And that should set her into good stead. I think just what was needed. Jani Sung on 43 points now. Second stroke on hole 17. Park Chu-young. That's a fine finish. She had such a perfect placement and a birdie there. Takes her up to 46 points as well. Boy, this is brewing to be such a thick contest here. 2 holes left to play for, and Park Chu-young understands exactly what I've been saying. Lee Ga-young now. She's on hole 17. She's got 43 points in. That's a second stroke.
아이고. 튀어 올라가니까 너무 생겨야 돼요. 안쪽이 다 튀어버려. 지금 탄거 같은 보여. 정방향
네, 뒤에 멈춰주세요.
And that's just going to sail a little bit away for her. That's well played by Park Chu-young. She tees off for hole number 17. Kim Min-sol, can she nail a birdie here on hole 15? It's a bit of a distance for her. But if she can't do it, well, she'll just stamp authority on the course here. And that's just going to turn away due to that slope. She'll have to manage an on par here. Keep in mind the fact that she was stuck in a bit of a tough spot. Not really, and that's after her tee off. It wasn't really something that she couldn't get out of, but it wasn't the ideal position for her to create a good approach shot. I do love the tree that sits right in the middle of that pond. Absolutely lovely. I always picture a few birds. Imagine if there were ducks there to just sit out there to dry out in the sun sometimes. Bangshan Sil tees off for hole 17. Han Jin-young 2. She aims for birdie on hole 15. Oh, just a narrow miss for her. She'll finish that up with an on par. Park Hae-jun goes next. She tees off for hole 17. Well, needed to get just a little bit more of a push there, I would believe. Lee Ga-young. So we're coming pretty much, towards the finish as we get into the final moments of the few holes of this event, and what a joy it has been so far. Kim Soo-ji onto a second stroke for hole 14. She's got 43 points in there. She's been a consistent performer. Will she finish in the top three? Well, left to be seen as how she finishes with this. That's good placement from her once again, putting it fairly close to the tin cup. Jun Hee-sung, third stroke on hole 17. She's just gone past, the tin cup. Meanwhile, Moon Jong-min, she's on hole 15. Needs to pull in the birdies here, but this will have to be an on par for her. She's got 3 more holes to play for after this. And if she can nail birdies on all those 3 holes, she'll put herself in contention of a win. It's been a troubling day for her, and that expression says it all. It's been a challenging one. She's a bit exhausted too. Had a fantastic round 2 and round 3. Well, right now we've got, 2-3 other golfers here who've also delighted. Lee Ga-young, Ko Ji-yu, and Jun Hee-sung. They've also been in very good nick here today.
플레이하겠습니다. 지금부터 카메라 켜고 들어오지 말아주세요.
약간 좌측은 평평하고 우측은 살짝 내려간다고 봐야 돼. 그 한 핀 3전.
플레이하겠습니다.
Kim In-sol, will tee off for hole 16. It's the last 3 holes to play for. I remember this, of course, is now at a big distance from the flagstick for her. She would have loved to have finished with a birdie here, but it might have to be an on par. Lovely view. No sound of the drones, but only... Wonder whether they have silent drones now. But lovely view. Just the reflection of those trees and the water. It's one thing about golf courses. It always, from a distance like this, it always looks like a painting, and like a scenic painting. Just really fascinating. And it fascinates me every single time that I get into an event, especially those wide-angle shots by a cameraman. Han Jin-young, too, will tee off for hole 16. She's going to go with a par wedge. Remember, she's on 45 points, and these 3 holes will matter for her, 16, 17, and 18. Decent enough lift, gentle follow-through halfway, not an entire body movement in that. Also set herself at a bit of a distance from the tin cup, and will left to be seen how their compatriot, or their counterpart does in this tee off. Right now, back to Lee Ka-young, who's on hole 17, needs to finish with the birdie here. Oh, well played, Lee Ka-young. Very, very well played. 1 hole to play, and she's on 45 points. Absolutely marvelous performance from her. And here we go, Moon Jong-min now to tee off for hole 16. .50-degree wedge for Moon Jong-min. And she's put it right, onto the carpet, very close to where, Han Jin-young 2 was. And our golfers now will do the exodus, as I call it, along with the crew, the caddies, fans, family, friends. It is one big line following that top 3, isn't it? Now they've got to get across the drawbridge to get to the green. Meanwhile, here's Jun Yi-sung. We're concentrating on these 2 groups now. Jun Yi-sung, of course, aiming for birdie on hole number 17. And she too has done very well in today's event. Well, you might say for some of the golfers a little too late, keeping in mind the fact that we've got the top 3 in there. But here's Kim Soo-ji, as she looks to finish, her event, and will aim for a birdie on her last effort. And just a narrow miss for her, so she'll have to settle for, an on-par finish. Meanwhile, Bang Shin-sil, who's with Park Joo-young, and of course Park Hae-jun. That's going to be her second stroke on hole 17. Well played by her. Very, very well played by her.
이거 점수 따라갈 수도 있겠네. 이야, 진짜 대박이다. 라인은 좀 어렵긴 한데. 그냥 한번 할게요.
Park Hae-jun will go next. Second stroke, good bit of a swing in there. Maintains her follow through as well. I think she's got it onto the rough. We'll need to find a way back. Park Joo-young. And she's flown the green big time. Oh, this could just be a stumbling block for her. A bit unfortunate there, Park Joo-young. Just too much of power behind that. She had such a wonderful, previous, effort. And this time it could just be an undoing for her. I don't think that was part of the plan at all. Kim Min-sol, remember, she's at a huge bit of a distance here. Will need to aim for birdie on hole 16. But she's had such a wonderful outing, so I wouldn't put anything past her. Well, I would have had a whoop of joy if she finished that with a birdie. But she's just made sure that she'll keep her points intact. Up next, it's Kim Soo-ji, who'll look to finish on par with hole 18 and finish the day's event as well. And that's what she does. She's finished the tournament with 11, 12 and 7 in the final round. Final round, she's scored 13, 43 points in there. It's been a very good effort from Kim Soo-ji. Here's Park Joo-young. Sorry, here's Han Jin-young too.
중간까지 그냥 던지고.
She'll aim for birdie on hole 16. 7.5 meters to the hole. Just need to travel a bit more. Well, these last few holes do matter, and this is where it all comes down to. You either play careful, so that whole free-flowing style and the carefree manner of golf, it's all put laid to rest now, because we're looking at who's going to claim the championship, and this is where even the modified Stableford course system will get as intense as any regular golf event.
여기부터? 여기 지나서부터만?
You do see golfers playing their most aggressive here because they don't aim to be safe and avoid penalties. They aim for birdies, eagles and an albatross as well. The albatross, the most elusive of all the birds. And that's the reason why it's called that, isn't it? Moon Jong-min, also at a distance here on hole 16. She aims for birdie. Now that ball, of course, just shy of the dark. She's had that expression so many times today. She's missed out on her putts, but she will clean it up with an on-par finish. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Park Hae-jun needs to get out of that little bit of a ditch. It's her approach shot for hole 17. I think she would have liked to have gained a little bit more of a push to set herself up for a birdie. She'll have to work for it now. Here's Han Jin-young too. Missed out on the 2 points here. And she'll keep her 45 points intact. And she'll have to wait for the next 2 holes to see how she can progress.
경기원 좀 불러주세요.
그런 거야. 글로벌 가. 저도 끝이 보니까.
Just a quick look at some of the moves that we've had here today. And that was an absolutely fascinating, shot there. An eagle on hole 17, Bang Shin-sil, when she really did well here. And this was, of course, in the previous rounds. And this is that very hole where she had an eagle. But each day brings a new light, a new wind speed, and a new state of mind of each golfer. So anything can change. Here's Park Joo-young.
여기까지 보시면 안 돼요. 카메라 타고.
I think she was trying to decide on what, well, which, wedge she's going to use to chip that in. Gauging the line as well as the incline or the decline, or rather the slope, downward slope. And she wanted to get a good view of it. She's a seasoned golfer and, one of the most competitive in the KLPGA. Quite pleased. Luckily, that doesn't apply to me. If you need to get out of a rough spot, remember she flew the green big time on this one. And then, of course, just making a comeback. Very nicely done by Park Ju-young. Beautifully placed as well. And, to set herself up for a birdie. Very, very nicely done. So while we continue with the action and then move to the new bits, it's been a very, very fast round actually. There have been no delays at all, and I'm grateful for that because that's what you want to see, constant action. Now teeing off here for hole number 17, it's going to be Kim Min-sol who'll start off. She's still the leader and she'll still look to hold the points in place, and she'll be followed by, well, Hon Jin-young too, and of course, Moon Jung-min has an on par, followed by consecutive birdies in round 1, 2 and 3. So hole 17 could be an important hole for her if she can finish with another birdie. She's onto the rough, but it's just off the fairways. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful tournament as Kim Min-sol still leads the way. Right now, Park Hae-jun will look to further her own progress. Needs to find a birdie here on hole 17. That's just going to fall short for her. A bit unfortunate. She needed a birdie. She wanted to finish in the top 3 possibly, or even at probably challenge Kim Min-sol. Meanwhile, Hon Jung-min, Hon Jin-young too will tee off. She's had an eagle, a birdie, and a birdie on hole 17, and this could be her sweet spot.
김민선 선수는 페어웨이에서 공략합니다.
Couple of moments of joy, including that lovely eagle from Parkman G. Didn't make the cut for the final round, but she was there. She gave us some amazing performances. Hanjin Young 2 now. Just to show you the difference between the Stableford and the modified Stableford method. Normally an albatross would earn you 5 points in the Stableford method. In the modified, which we are currently on, it would be 8 points. Moon Jong-min gets ready for a second stroke for hole 17. An eagle in the Stableford method earns you 4 points, while in the modified it earns you 5 points. A birdie would earn you 3 points, while in the modified it earns you only 2 points. But here's where the difference happens. To finish on par, you'd normally get, and even you would get 2 points in the Stableford. In the modified Stableford, you get nothing. And that ball just saying hello to the cameraman. But unfortunate there, Moon Jong-min, having flown the green, too much of club on that. But if you bogey a shot, then of course you get, or hold, you get 1 point in the Stableford, but you get -1 in the modified. If you have a double bogey, it's no points in the Stableford, and even if you have a triple, there's no points. But in the modified, it's -3 points for anything that's a double bogey and beyond. Kim Min-sol not doing too badly, sits just on the outside of the carpet. I think she'll be pleased with that she didn't get herself into a rough spot. Really driving that nice and hard, I would believe. And she'll be very happy about the fact that it bounced off the banks of the beach. I don't know whether that's luck, but it bounced off the banks of the beach. It did not land in the cat box, and that's important for her. Lee Ga-yong right at the clubhouse. Tough call here on hole 18 as she's aimed for a birdie. Oh, that's painful. Painful for me to watch as well. And that's going to be the end of the tournament for her, Lee Ga-yong. 12 in the final round, her second best after that first round showing, and 45 points. A relief for her as well, and a smile on her face. Well, says it all. Park Chu-young. Well, teeing off for what will be, well, her last bit. Chun Yi-sung aiming for birdie on hole 18. Now here's Kim Min Sol. This approach will matter for her. She needs to craft this well. I think she set herself up well. That's a very, very good way to go for Kim Min Sol.
우리가 지금 여기 5번째 보였거든. 저기서 보는 사람. 그래서 거의 똑바로 저 방향 똑바로 안 거기 똑바로.
She's played an excellent round of golf here, Kim Min Sol, and you know, you've got to say more power to her. She's really been fantastic with her efforts, well, much needed actually. And you do want to see, you know, always another winner in there. And I'm always rooting for those that, you know, don't really manage to pull one through. Now, Kim Min Sol did, of course, win the BC Card Hankyung Ladies Cup on the 24th of August. And I was so hoping that Moon Jung-min would win one, because the last time she won was pretty much around the same period of time. I think it was in September last year. It would have been nice to have seen her win another event. You know, but she's had her challenges, and, well, they've been many. But Kim Min Sol won her first KLPGA event this year when she won the BC Card Hankyung Ladies Cup. So it'll be interesting to see if she pulls in a second win with the Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship 2025. And that's just sailed past, well, the destination for her. Jenny Sung looking to finish on par for hole 18, and that's what she does. 14, her second best after that round 3. She finishes with 45 points. Here's Moon Jung-min. Also gauging her, well, next effort, it's going to be Han Jin-young 2 first. Let's not forget that Kim Min Sol was the runner-up in the 2023 Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. One of the youngest golfers to reach a ranking of 3rd in the World Amateur Golf standings, and Han Jin-young too just misses that narrowly. So Kim Min Sol, considered one of the brightest Asian golfing prospects. She was a 17-year-old last year, which makes her probably one of the youngest or the youngest in this tournament. Competed in the past 3 editions of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. She also partnered An Song-hyun to victory in the team category at the APGC Junior Championships. She's had impressive results on the Korean LPGA and LPGA Tour. And, you know, she's also taken part in the US Women's Open and Women's Australian Open. Wang Chin-sil, second stroke for hole 18. Bang onto the carpet for her. Of course, Kim Min Sol did say she has a lot of respect for professionals. She realizes how much she has to learn. But this is a very important part. She says, when I was 10 years old, my uncle told my father that I must have something to do with golf. He saw my talent, and that was the start. So her professional career commenced with a visit to the 2025 Korean LPGA Tour Q School. And what a joy it's been. So Kim Min Sol aiming for birdie on hole 17. And there you go. 51 points as she continues to lead. Oh, she's had 6 birdies and in on the out, 2 on the in. Born in 2006. Park Joo-young, beautiful placement from her.
박정 화이팅! 4만원도 5등 없어.
What's interesting is, of course, Kim and Sol was ranked number 1 in the prize money rankings after having 4 wins in the amateurs, the most tie in a single season in the Dream Tour, and 270 million won in prize money, that's Korean won, and a full seeding until 2027 in the remaining competition of the season. Here's Moon Jong-min aiming for birdie on hole 17.
나이스. 어디?
Moon Jin-young finishes with the birdie on hole 17. She's at 47 points in third, in tied third, or sorry, in rank 3. So just to give you a feeler, well, Kim and Sol is actually 5'10". Here's Park Hae-jun aiming for birdie on hole 18. And that's a good finish from her, Park Hae-jun. She'll be happy with her efforts. Just wanted to let you know that Kim and Sol turned 19 only in June this year, as she tees off for her final hole, and as she leads with 51 points. Oh, what a joy it's been to watch her. What a story to tell this year. Hon Jin-young too, well, teeing off, she had a birdie on the previous one. Now let's not forget, she along with well, Kim and Sol really, you know, proving to be the front runners now. Park Joo-young looking to finish her day's event. Remember, Park Joo-young is on 48 points. Ah, what a miss. A birdie here for her would have tied her at the top with, well, with Kim and Sol, who's on 51 points. Bang Chin-sil finished with 48 points, remember. And looks like Park Joo-young might be headed for that too. She can finish this on par. Meanwhile, Moon Jong-min will tee off for hole number 18. Bit of a rough one there for Moon Jong-min. It hasn't been the easiest day for her, as I said. A very challenging day at the office. And that's a huge exodus. Everyone heading to almost like walking for a rock concert, but like Woodstock. Bangsan Sil will go on for birdie here on hole 18, and she can finish this well, remember. Well, that is a birdie for her, 48 points. Absolute magic, 7 in round 1, 15 in round 2, 13 in round 3, and 13 in round 4. That is an absolutely wonderful showing from her. And, well, she currently sits right behind, well, tied with Park Ji-young in second position, because Park Ji-young just missed out on a birdie. But if she finishes with an on par, these two golfers will be in second position for the time being. Her best showing in the final round, 15 points. Absolutely wonderful performance from Park Ji-young. Absolutely wonderful, very stylistic, and probably the most flamboyant golf showing today. The most, well, inspiring golf showing today was definitely Kim Min-sol. And as we get into the last hole, we'll find out if she can hold her own to claim her second KLPGA title. And, of course, the fact that she's 19 years old. Oh, what a golfer she is. A huge bit of inspiration for all the youngsters who turned up today to support her. And I would be, well, delighted to see her win. Let's not forget that Hong Jin-young too is still around.
그 민솔이 앞으로 라인으로만 가면 돼. 좀만 뒤로 해. 서 있던데 앞으로는 한 35m까지도 공간이 있어.
거기서 페어웨이라는.
서 있던 데가 페어웨이 시작이야.
네, 알겠습니다.
뒤에 멈춰주세요, 그대로. 오, 잘했다.
Straight up in the air, you would have thought, but keeps it fairly flat here. Hong Jin-young too. She's on 47 points. Remember, if she gets a birdie on hole 18, she could just upset the apple cart to get ahead of Bangsan Sil and Park Ji-young, who are currently tied in second with 48 points. Very well placed and well done. Kim Min-sol. Second stroke there for hole 18. This approach will matter for her because the clubhouse area is not the easiest. She sits just outside the green here. Oh, what a huge turnout. And that banner, well, moving across with the entire crowd and the fans.
서 있던 라인 떨어져야 돼요?
어?
오빠가 아까 서 있던 라인 떨어져야 돼요?
아니 거기가 엣지에 서 있었고 거기부터 약간 이렇게 속도로 내려가.
네, 알겠습니다.
Moon Jung-min, her third stroke for hole 18. Well, remember, she got herself into a bit of a rough spot, but what a comeback that is. And she can't finish this on par without a blemish. Sol
네, 마지막 조 선수들입니다.
I was just trying to figure what I was doing when I was 19 years old, probably shooting the wind, riding a bike around, jamming with bands.
덕산 EPC 소속의 통산 1승
And these are the final, well, three. Moon Jung-min tips a hat.
정규 투어와 드림 투어를 병행하며
Moon Jung too also, while acknowledging the announcement.
우승을 기록한 통산 1승의 김민솔 프로입니다.
And Kim Min-sol will tip her visor too. Exemplary performance from this young girl. Exemplary. Well, can't say enough. You know, when she won the BC card, Hankyung, well, Open, I really thought to myself that this was going to be probably the only win for her this year, but, you know, just amazing. That was the first ever KLPGA win. It was the 1.4 billion Korean won event. Now here she goes, her third stroke for hole 18. What she's got to try and do is just keep it on par if she can't nail a birdie. And I think she's done well. You want to play safe here. You definitely don't want to upset your points. You don't want to spoil your rhythm. And you can take risks on round 1, round 2 and round 3, but it's round 4, especially in those last 2 or 3 holes, you definitely don't want to take a risk. Readying herself to take this forward. Here's Hon Jin-young too, as she aims for birdie on hole 18. Moon Jung-min look to finish on par for hole 18. That's a narrow miss for her. And Moon Jung-min finishes with 42 points. That's a decent enough finish for her. Yes, Han Chun-young too, aiming to finish on par for hole 18. And she does. It's been a good event for her. Missed out on the birdies in those last 3 holes. She would have liked to have done better. But here we go. Kim Min-sol, well, playing for the win. The leader, the last girl standing, and definitely a chance here to finish off with the championship. And that's what she does. Kim Min-sol winning her second event of the year after winning the 1.4 billion Korean won BC card, Han Kyung-op Ladies Cup on the 24th of August. And just here a little bit over a month, and her second win, and she's definitely going to get the flowers and a ton of water as always. Well, it's better than the champagne in Formula 1, and she's got a lot of flowers as well. So Kim Min-sol, well, does get doused with water, and she's got all her mates around, but it's been a terrific performance from this young girl. What an event. And if you look at how she's finished off, it'll pretty much tell us a story. 51 points in total and 16 in the final round. Her first round was very humble with 7 points. Her second round and third round were fantastic with 14 and 14 points consecutively. And then finally, her best showing today with 16 points. So she's been progressive with it. And that's the final moment where she capped it off for the championship. Absolutely stunning performance from Kim Min-sol. Bang Shin-sil and Park Ju-young finished second best with 48 points. And in second runners-up, or third position is Han Chun-young too with 47 points. Right behind that, we've got the tied fifths with Jun Yi-sung, Lee Ga-young and Park Hae-jun, who all finished with 45. What an event. What a superb event.
몸좀 닦고 놔줘요.
Lovely finish there from Kim Min-sol. So while they add up the points,
353267 맞지? 수고하셨습니다. 두 개 다 해주세요.
So well played there by Kim Min-sol as we await the prize presentation. A final look. Kim Min-sol at the top of the heap finishes with her second KLPGA championship this year and with 51 points in the bag. Bang Jin-sil and Park Ju-yong finished second best with 48 points each. Park Ju-yong with a showing of 15 today. Hon Jin-young too, of course, finishes third, or what you'd call second runner-up. Let's not forget, once again, let's remind you that this, of course, was, because we just about finished, it was the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship 2025 being played right here at the Iksan Country Club. We had the East course for the out and the West for the in. And we will, of course, get through our highlights and not to forget the prize presentation. Plus, well, Kim Min-sol will have a few words that she will say. So do stay with us. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful event.
네, 들립니다. 어, 4일 동안 정말 큰 미스 없이 정말 잘 마무리한 것 같아서 너무 기쁜 것 같습니다. 일단 포인트 점수로 하는 거기 때문에 최대한 버디를 많이 쳐야 된다고 생각을 했어요. 그래서 최대한 공격적으로 많이 치려고 했습니다. 이상하게 어제 저녁부터 긴장은 크게 안 되더라고요. 그래서 강아지하고도 많이 놀고 그러면서 잤습니다. 그리고 결과는 마지막 홀 그린에 올라와서 알게 된 것 같아요. 네. 제가 이번 대회에서는 정말 제가 생각해도 큰 미스가 없었던 것 같아요. 그래서 네. 티샷을 좀 더 정확하게 치고 싶은 것 같아요. 네. 까먹었어요. 그 질문이 네. 정말 올해 초에 생각지도 못한 목표들을 계속해서 이뤄나가고 있는데 남은 시즌도 같은 마음가짐으로 하나하나 최선을 다해서 플레이할 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 이제 명절인데요. 시청자분들, 팬분들 그리고 저희 가족분들까지 즐거운 명절 보내셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Humble there in victory, as always. Kim Min-sol, really the sign of things to come, the sign of the future. A 19-year-old, second win, really, well, exemplary, her performance here today. Quick look at the highlights. Of course, will tell us a bit of a story right here on the 6th hole. As we can see, needing to get out of a rough spot and coming good to create a birdie for herself. And this was just one of the 6 that she had on the out. And that's when she pretty much, assumed, the top spot with 43 points. And then, of course, let's not forget on the 7th hole, it was, Hon Jin-young too, who was sitting in 3rd position. She had that absolutely stunning approach shot, landed it right next to the flagstick. And then it was a neck-and-neck battle there between them as, Kim Min-sol continued her dominance, and by the 7th hole had gone up to 45 points. It was a slow and steady rise. She did everything right today, kept off those bogeys. And that lipped out for Hon Jin-young, who was in 3rd position, and that was a bit of a, failing for her. That was unexpected, and it did change the course of things to come. On the 9th hole, Kim Min-sol once again needed to come good with the birdie, and that's exactly what she did. So she pretty much had nailed 6 birdies in that, front 9. And it was almost a sign of things to come, but so many points in that first, in that out for Kim Min-sol. And here Hon Jin-young too came good as well, moving up from, that 4th position. Went up to a tied 2nd with 43 points with consecutive birdies on hole 10 and hole 11. And Bang Jun-sil teeing off for hole 13. She had a very good showing there. Set herself up very well. And on the 12th hole, Hon Jin-young too, who was still in tied 2nd, decided to get a perfect putt. And then she moved up the order to 2nd position with that hat-trick of birdies on 10, 11 and 12. Her undoing was the bogeys on the 8th and 9th hole, of course. And then on the 13th hole, which is a hole-in-one hole, Kim Min-sol had that beautiful tee-off. And that ball, almost had a hole-in-one in store for her. But she would go on to finish it with the birdie. On the 14th hole, it was Park Hae-jun who was stuck in 3rd position. And she finished with a birdie to lock in with Hon Jin-young too in tied 2nd. On the 16th hole, Park Ju-young, who had one of the best showings today, right behind Kim Min-sol. And that was such a confident, such a commanding, tee-off. On the 17th hole, Bang Jun-sil needed to finish with a birdie. She was in tied 7th. And just about missed out on that opportunity as she finished it on par. Sorry, as she finished with the birdie, so she moved up to 2nd at that point of time. And here we have Kim Min-sol, who really dominated by the 17th hole. She was on 51 points. Bang Jun-sil was on 46 in 3rd position. She had a very good approach shot. Needed to finish her event with a birdie. And that's what she did to tie in with Park Ju-young in 2nd position at 48 points. Park Ju-young, of course, would go on to miss a birdie and finish with an on par. So Bang Jun-sil, remember last year she was runner-up in this event as well. So it's kind of 2 years she's been the bridesmaid in this event. But it all adds up with your career earnings and points. And here's Kim Min-sol finishing on par to claim the win with 51 points. And the winner's shower, as you call it. So I did want to run through that, something that we missed out last year. Kim Min Byul won the event with 49 points, and she had 18 in the final round. One of my favorite golfers too. Bang Shin-sil finished second with 47 points and 13 in the final round, with John Yoon-ji finishing with 45 and 12 in the final round. So let's look at Bang Shin-sil. 47 points and 13 in the final round. This year, 48 points and 13 in a final round. How consistent is that? And just increasing her effort by 1 point. So Kim Min-sol, very confident win, and Park Ju-young and Park Ji-young will also be well felicitated. They aren't related, just in case, with very similar styles of golf, both flamboyant players.
먼저 전북대 어린이 병원에 기부하겠습니다. 전달식을 위해 한국 토지신탁 김성진 대표이사님과 또 선수 대표로 박지영 프로를 앞으로 모시겠습니다. 이어서 전북대학교 병원 양종철 병원장님 모시겠습니다. 네, 바로 한국토지신탁 김성진 대표이사님과 박지영 프로께서 전북대학교 병원 양종철 병원장님께 기부금을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 여러분 따뜻한 박수로 함께해 주십시오.
And that's 20 million Korean won.
네, 고맙습니다. 계속해서 다음으로 익산시 골프 꿈나무들을 위한 기부금 전달식이 있겠습니다. 이번 기부금 전달은 HJ중공업 김완석 대표님과 선수 대표로 박주영 프로가 수고해 주시겠습니다.
박주영.
네, 익산시 정헌율 시장님을 모시겠습니다.
And she gets 10 million Korean won.
네, HJ중공업 김완석 대표님과 박주영 프로께서 익산시 정헌율 시장님께 기부금 1,000만 원을 전달해 드립니다. 여러분 다시 한번 박수로 함께해 주십시오.
여기 보세요.
That's the donation for Iksan City. Well, 10 million Korean won support for aspiring golfers.
잠시 더 대기해 주시길 부탁드립니다. 요즘 이제 조금 날씨가 아침 저녁으로 쌀쌀해졌는데요. 마음 따뜻해지는 기부식 한 번 더 진행하겠습니다. 대회 코스 11번 홀에서는 쌀 기부 적립 이벤트가 운영됐습니다. 4라운드 동안 선수들이
Park Ji-young and Park Ji-young sharing a moment. They are very good mates.
이번 대회에서 선수들이 총 60회를 성공해서 180호대가 적립됐습니다. 여기에 주최사의 추가 기부를 더해
To wonder whether Kim Min-sol's family is around, and I do believe they are. Remember, Kim Min-sol would have grown up, in the recent times, or actually been inspired by many of the golfers, including, well, Park Ji-young and Park Ji-young. 200 bags of rice, donation for the Iksan City Senior Welfare Center. It's from HL Heavy Industries.
자, 이번에는 드라마틱 점프업상 시상이 있겠습니다. 3라운드 성적 15위 이내 선수들 중에서 파이널 라운드에서 가장 많은 순위를 끌어올린 선수에게 드리는 상인데요. 수상자에게는 익산시에서 제공하는 상금 300만 원 그리고 트로피가 수여됩니다. 시상은 역시 정헌율 시장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다.
Lee Ga-young.
수상자를 발표하겠습니다.
Well, having a laugh there. Don't often see her doing that on the course. She's actually cracking a few jokes. And here we go. We're looking at the runners-up. And of course, the main winner now, here's Park Ji-young. I think that's 3 million Korean won. It's probably for her best showing today. Dramatic jump up, yes. That is for today's event. From the Dongbu Construction HJ Heavy Industries Korea Land Trust. Let me correct that. It's a great performance from her today.
이번 대회 홀인원은 파3 전 홀에 상품이 걸려 있었는데요. 4번 홀에는 HJ 중공업에서 제공하는 4천만 원 상당의 크루즈 여행권과 800만 원 상당의 코지마 안마의자, 8번 홀에는 르엘 어퍼하우스에서 제공하는 총 3억 원 규모의 상금과 기부가 결합된 새로운 형태의 상금, 그리고 13번 홀에는 1억 2천만 원 상당의 메르세데스 벤츠 GLE 차량, 마지막으로 16번 홀에는 MK전자에서 제공하는 5천만 원 상당의 골든볼이 준비되어 있었습니다. 이번 대회 홀인원
Park Chu-young.
아쉽게 나오지 않아서 다음 대회를
Well, I do wonder whether that's her son or a nephew.
이번 대회
I think that's her
홀인원이
son.
없어서 조금 아쉽기는 하지만 홀인원 상품이 걸려있는 8번 홀에서 또 특별한 시상식을 준비를 해봤습니다. 르엘 어퍼하우스에서는 홀인원이 없는 경우에도 수해 복구를 지원하기 위해서 적십자사의 상금을 기부하기로 했는데요. 전달식을 위해서 허니타운개발 김용 대표님과 또 대한적십자사를 대신해 익산 컨트리클럽 정의상 본부장님을 앞으로 모시겠습니다. 네, 바로 허니타운개발 김용
So here we go.
대표님께서 기부금을
30
전달드리겠습니다.
million Korean won.
왼쪽으로 앞으로 떼어만. 네, 됐습니다. 정면 보세요.
네, 함께 해주셔서
And
고맙습니다.
that's the flood damage recovery donation from the LEEL.
자, 다음 시상은 라운드 최다 점수상입니다. 3, 4라운드 중 한 라운드에서 가장 높은
lovely to see all our
점수를
golfers.
선수에게 드리는 상인데요.
They're looking happy after the event.
점수상 수상자에게는 익산 컨트리클럽에서 제공하는 상금 300만 원이 수여됩니다. 시상은 계속해서 익산 컨트리클럽 정의상 본부장님께서 해주시겠습니다. 자,
Well,
수상자를
4 grueling
발표하겠습니다.
days, but they've enjoyed this event, you can tell.
3라운드에서 16점을 기록한 박소혜 프로입니다.
Win some, you
축하드립니다.
lose some, and you can always be back another day. And that's 3 million Korean won, the round highest score award.
네, 박수혜 프로 축하드립니다. 또 수고해주신 본부장님께도 감사의 말씀을 전합니다. 자, 이어서 대망의 2025년 동부건설 한국 포지션탑 챔피언십 우승자 발표를 하겠습니다. 수상자에게는 상금 1억 8천만 원과 함께 트로피와 꽃다발 그리고 부상으로 코지마 안마의자가 수여됩니다. 이번 시상은 한국 포지션탑 최윤성 부회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 그럼
Sounds cliche to say, but the moment that we've all been waiting for.
2025 동부건설 한국 포지션탑 챔피언십 영예의 우승자는
As this 19-year-old standing tall at 5 foot 10 inches
축하드립니다.
will proceed to receive her second honor of the year. First the BC Card Hankyung Ladies Cup, and now of course winning a second KLPGA title, the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship, Iksan, being played here at the Iksan Country Club. And as the colors and as the fireworks go off, it's absolutely beautiful to watch that. And amidst all this celebration, what a joy here for Kim Min-sol. And she will celebrate this victory tonight, but not for too long as she gets the winner's jacket, because she'll be back in action at the next event. And just to keep you in the loop about that as well, I would believe that that jacket is just a little bit fitting, because she's a tall girl. I mean, you just look at her. But what a joy here. So the next championship, of course, will be, it's a bit of a break, about a fortnight. And the Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship will be followed by the Sangsanghin Hankyung Wownet Open. And that happens on the 19th of October, where one of my mates will take you through it. It's going to be a 1.2 billion Korean won event. And that is a beautiful trophy. Absolutely wonderful.
네, 마지막으로 KLPGA 김준희 수석 부회장님께서 우승자 부상이
And the prize money, well, just as I predicted earlier, I mean, I had the deal on it. It was 180 million Korean won, and that's converts to 712,517 US dollars.
KLPGA 김준희 수석 부회장님께서 코지마 안마의자 그리고 꽃다발을 전달해 주시겠습니다.
So big joy here for us today. The champions bouquet. Don't forget that, well, Park Ji-young and Bang Shin-sil will take the runners-up winnings.
김민솔 프로에게 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수 보내주십시오. 이어서 2025년 동부건설 한국 포지션탑 챔피언십의 성공적인 개최와 감사의 의미로 출전 선수들의 사인이 담긴 액자 증정식을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 우승자인 김민솔 선수와 한국 포지션탑 최윤성 부회장님, 또 동부건설 윤진호 대표 이사님께서 함께 하시겠습니다.
Well, the winner's signature will have to go on there, and I think it's already gone on. And all the golfers who took part, well, today in this event, well, those two, well, frames being handed out. Well, those are really keepsakes, you know, and they adorn the walls of the companies or the sponsors involved. And normally it's the course that will keep one of them. And of course, the main title sponsor. And I could be wrong about that, but I think, well, that's pretty much how it, works out. So it's been a great event for us here today, and I do hope that you enjoyed, well, our coverage of it. Once again, let's remind you that it's been a very exciting time for us, and it's also time to call it pretty much the end of the 2025 Dongbu Construction KOREIT Championship. We were coming at you live from the Iksan Country Club. My name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I'll be back with you real soon for another tournament in the KLPGA. But for now, it's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here. And on behalf of the entire production crew and our director and our producer, John Kim, it's time for me to say bye-bye for now. Stay well, and don't forget to stay connected to the KLPGA right through for the remaining events.